Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be taking another look at sea power naval combat in the Missile Age. This is a game being developed by Jurassic Games, a successor studio to Killerfish Games. The lead designer of Cold Waters is making this one, and it is being published by Microprose. So that's who's making this. The game does come out on November 12th. And in today's video, we are going to be playing, this is sort of my second look at the game, if you will, but we're going to be using some submarines to go after a enemy task force and see how that plays out. Now, this is going to be a look at a custom scenario and was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel last night. So I do hope you guys enjoy this. Please leave your thoughts below. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn this back over to my live streamy self, and we'll pick things up here. But in today's scenario, we're going to be looking, or in today's video, stream, whatever, we're going to be looking at a custom scenario that was made by Finnish Jaeger, my co-host on or one of my co-hosts on the Single Malt Strategy podcast. And yeah, he made a Russian SSGN sort of scenario. I'm assuming it's a little quick and dirty, but we will jump in and we'll see what he's got for us here today. So for those of you who are unaware, Sea Power is a game that is in many ways the spiritual successor to Jane's Fleet Command. It is a game that takes place between the 1960s and 1980s. It's about naval combat in the missile era. And it is, Cold War gone hot stuff, but it also has historical scenarios or quasi-historical scenarios, like the conflict over the Persian Gulf, the oil, the tanker wars in the Hormuz area, fighting against the Iranians. The scenario we played previously on the YouTube channel was a North Vietnam scenario during the Easter Offensive, slightly ahistorical, where missile boats and MiG-17s got involved, but in a historical setting in any event. So this is a great what-if game, and it will have a campaign with it eventually. I don't know if it'll be ready or not by early access. Right now it's just scenarios, and we are going to be playing the Oscar the Grouch scenario, which is a custom scenario that Finnish made. So let's go ahead and, or Missile Age, did I say era? My bad, sorry, Missile Era. But I thought it was Missile Age. No, it's Missile Age! Oh, I said era, whatever. Anyway, we're going to be jumping in to take a look at this Oscar the Grouch scenario made by none other than Finnish Jaeger. So, in this scenario, we are Russians. So it looks like we've got, is this an Oscar? Well, no, this is not an Oscar. Is this a, does it tell me? Does it tell me what ship this is? It's a Victor III class attack submarine here. So we've got one of these. We've got 3 ships you can see up here in the formation manager. We've got 2 Victor IIIs, which I guess I could have looked just there to see what we had here. I always remember in Fast Attack the Victor was pretty damn loud. And then we've got a Oscar, which is a guided missile submarine. It's not a SSBN. I believe it's an SSGN. If we take a look here, it has 24 Set 19 anti-ship missiles, 7 Set 65, why did I say Set? 24 SSN 19 anti-ship missiles, 7 Set 65 torpedoes, 4 65-76. Are these? I don't know what those are. And then some 53-65. I'm assuming these are also torpedoes. But you can see here the main weapon is the 24 anti-ship missiles. The Victors are not anti-ship. Well, they're obviously anti-ship. They're fast attack, but they're not sort of missile boats per se. They've got torpedoes here. They do have a small number of SSN-16s, which are tube-launched anti-ship missiles, I believe, but not a lot of them. And, yeah. All right, so what do we got here? We've got a lot of ships you can see here. Let's take a look at the map we've got our 3 ships here. We've got the Murmansk, which is the Oscar class, or sorry, which is a Victor 3 class submarine. Why is it marked as an SSGN? The Murmansk, it says it's a Victor 3. Oh, why is that weird? That's weird. No, so the Murmansk is the Oscar up here. You've got the K305, which is the Victor 3. I would like, when I click on these, for it to automatically highlight the formation ship up there. But in any event, the K502 and the K305 are the 2 Victor 3s, and the K206 is the Murmansk, which is the Oscar. You know, if it's a named ship, it's a good one, right? So we've got 3 unknown targets up here. We don't want to shoot them, because if they are civilians and we shoot them, that's bad. We could, you know, that could be a war crime. We have 2 contacts down here. I'm not sure why one of these has a little icon and the other doesn't, but this little yellow circle represents another contact. And then we've got 2 more unknown contacts up here. So I don't know what is our target yet or not. You know, this is a scenario that is, I assume, built to, you know, let us use the Oscar. It is called Oscar the Grouch. So probably some surface assets here. I believe the S in parentheses indicates that this is a surface contact as well. And so, you know, something to consider. So first thing I'm going to do here is let's go ahead and... So this guy's already got his towed sonar out. Does the K502? It does not. So let's go ahead and minimize this. Go to the 502. You can see here, I love watching things happen in this game. So obviously you can see our pretty little boat here. We'll go ahead and turn a sensor on here. So obviously we don't want to use active sonar because that'll give our position away to the bad guys. But we can use towed passive sonar here. We click that. What happens is you drag a sort of wire, if you will, with a bunch of little microphones behind you. And that allows you to have a much more detailed, you know, submarine detection capability, or just ship detection capability. It's a much more sensitive sonar. It's a sonar you drag behind your boat, removes you from some of the noises of your own boat. It obviously is vulnerable to high-speed turns and other things like that because you're basically dragging a net of things behind you. But if you're moving slow, it can be very useful. So we're dragging that behind us. We have picked up some additional contacts since we dragged it down here in the southwest. So that's good to know. I'm going to go ahead and change our course ever so slightly. One way that you do, you know, get better detection on potential enemies is by sort of altering your course a little bit. You know, as you change your course, you can get different readings on ships. You can get better ideas of range, bearing, and additionally, potentially information that might help you classify ships. Now, the Oscar here, which, ooh, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. Look at how pretty it is a twin propeller as well. That is a chonker. Goddamn right. She does not have a towed sonar. And her goal really needs to just be, hey, remain passive. Do not actually do much, because you're basically, you might not be a boomer, but you might as well be a boomer, because we don't want you to get hit. You're the primary asset. So since we changed course on the 502, or started changing course on the 502, it does look like this target over here is an enemy contact. Doesn't tell me what, though. It doesn't. I don't have a classification so much as we are claiming we know it's hostile. No, I don't think I have anything that can hit it. So, oh, actually, whatever this is a torpedo. This appears to be a long-range torpedo. The 6576 we could engage it with. This other torpedo is a shorter range, the 5365. The Set 65 is also shorter range. The SSN-16, kind of surprised that's not longer range. I think that's a torpedo-launched missile. But looks like the only weapon we can engage off the Victor with is the 65-76. We could do a salvo of 2. We do have 6 of these things. And it might be worth firing. I mean, I don't know what I'm shooting at, so it's a little bit risky. It is moving away from me too, so this max range, it may... I mean, that's not... If that's the max radius it can travel, it's not actually probably going to be able to hit this target unless it turns towards us, I would think. So maybe we don't do that quite yet. You can see here we also have noisemakers. We've got the ability to turn on an active sonar. We could do formation orders. Identify.
Есть опознать цель. 7008.
I'm attempting to identify that target. I don't know. What it is yet. I don't know what that order will actually do. I hope it wasn't an order to do a visual identification. We are currently at 5 knots and 115 feet. Status is loitering. Can we do any other orders? I do like the unit reference also. It gives you information on the different ships. So you can see the Victor 3... Yeah, my ship's going a little bit away. They're going... Oh, they're going toward me. Never mind. But I'm going away. I'm used to... I don't know what game I learned this from. But I always thought the little line on here would indicate the wake. So, like, you'd be going... If it's back here, you'd be going lower right. But actually, this line indicates the direction you are going. My mistake. So, they are coming toward me, and I am going away from them. Yeah, that's how Silent Hunter is. That makes sense why I think that way. Alright, so the Victor 3 class, these boats represent the ultimate evolution of the Victor class submarine. They were the first boats to be given towed array. They were the first to be built with improved quieting features, such as raft-mounted machinery. Originally designed with an offset tandem propeller to have been upgraded to reduce cavitation propellers, the entire group also fitted with fire control for the SSN-16 standoff ASW missile. Okay, so actually the SSN-16 is an anti-submarine missile. I do love the unit references in games like this and Command. Okay. I don't think if we right click here and we do information, I don't know that I have a lot of good info on this. You can see here it lists, I'm assuming these are potential contacts. So it's, I think we're tracking right now. Last detection age, confidence, passive sonar. So we are tracking it. Maybe right now it could be the Iowa. It looks to me like they think it's something big though, right? You get the Forstall, the America, the Kitty Hawk, or the Iowa. These are all big targets. But we haven't confirmed what it is yet. If we know it's sailing toward us, I'd be inclined to fire torpedoes. Shoot first, ask questions later. If we really are confident that it is a enemy. I'm going to turn toward it and try and close the distance a bit before we fire off any weapons. Additionally, our other ships are continuing to detect noise, but no indication that any of those other targets are bad guys. We'll switch our bearings a little bit on both of these ships. The Murmansk is moving at 5 knots at 100 feet. She could definitely launch her missiles from here. The K-305 is moving at 105 feet. I would actually, let's see if we drop... Where is the layer? I like this ability to choose whether you be below or above the layer. That's a very sort of nice, simplified setting. But I wish it told me where the layer was. Maybe it does somewhere. 406 feet. We may lose contacts dropping below the layer, but maybe we'll get a better idea on the enemy. New passive contact also back behind us here. Okay, so we have another hostile contact. This is the Virginia, a guided nuclear class cruiser. So they identified her pretty quick, and now we've got a nice little 3D image of her above the waves. She is I believe, a nuclear guided missile cruiser. You can see she's got twin rails front and aft for missiles. I guess they just slide up on the racks from underneath the deck. She's also got a fore and aft gun, probably a 5-incher. She appears to have 8 harpoons, 2 4 quad launchers in the front. I mean, I could do that. Also, it looks like 2 box launchers for Tomahawks in the rear. So let's actually get information on the Virginia, right? Can I do that? Unit reference, Virginia class. 179 meters long, 19 beam, 19 meters wide, max speed 32 knots, 11,666. The devil! Displacement. Sensors, optical visual, an SPS-48 air search radar, SPS-40 air and surface search radar, an SPS-67 surface search radar. By the way, the other day, well, this is a couple months ago, I was in a half-price books, and they had a book that was literally just like, it was like Jane's for, like, you know, where it lists all the different types of ships or whatnot of a given era, but it wasn't ships, it was sensors. It's pretty freaking awesome. I didn't buy it because it was too expensive. But anyway, SQS-26 hull-mounted sonar. Hull-mounted sonar, especially for surface ships, not really a threat, at least at this range. I'd be more worried about helicopters, but it looks like there's no aircraft here. ESM electronic support measures, and then ECM jammer, whatever. Alright, so the Virginia class is also known as the CGN-638 class, were 4 nuclear-powered guided missile cruisers that served in the United States Navy until the mid to late 1990s. The double-ended cruiser with missile armament carried both fore and aft, were commissioned between 1976 and 1980. Their final class of nuclear-powered cruisers completed, and the last ships ordered as destroyer leaders until the under the pre-1975 classification system. So missile cruisers, pretty freaking awesome that they're nuclear powered. We're going to make a radioactive mess. We still haven't identified this target, though, which is bothering me. Did we tell this guy to drop down below the layer? We did not. Not yet. All right, let's do that. Let's go ahead and have him drop below the layer. We might lose contact here. We'll see. But maybe we'll get a different bearing. Maybe we'll get some additional information. This guy did drop below the layer, and 1/3 is probably 5 knots. No real change in contact.
7005.
We just know it's an enemy. And again, Iowa, Forstall, America, or Kitty Hawk. My money's on it being a carrier. True, if it is a carrier, she doesn't need a helo. Helo air wings, or carrier air wings, were typically not super... Like, I guess you got the Viking. But I always felt like the carrier air wings were less primarily focused on sinking subs. Right, like the screening destroyers and other things like that, and especially screening SSNs were the real sub killers, ideally anyway.
Потерян контакт с целью. 7005.
What did I didn't hear what it said. I don't know Russian, so I don't know what it's saying. And you can't see a ship that you haven't identified yet, so I can click on this and see what it is. I can't click on this and see what it is because I don't know yet. I mean, yes, the Viking's obviously good, especially if you already know where the enemy is, to drop torps and other things. Also much quicker. Hauser, I'm assuming you're just trolling. It looks like we lost contact on the Virginia.
Потерян контакт с целью. 7000.
Alright, so I guess maybe not.
Вас понял. Курс 174.
Alright, let's not go below the layer then. Let's go above the layer. 300 feet. Let's see if we recapture the cruiser contact. We can go back and go shallow if we need to.
Вас понял. Курс 270. Вид занял глубину 110.
So my mind, the great thing about the helos is the dipping sonar more so than the sonar buoys, although I'm aware, obviously, that sonar buoys exist. I should really... One sec. All right. Ooh, lightning. All right, so he's coming up. You're loitering at 300. You still haven't picked him back up, huh? Okay. I guess go shallow. Now, I will say that the sub-maneuvering in combat feels a little bit more, I don't know if abstract is the right word, but a little bit less micro-y than Cold Waters. I think for a game that is covering a much broader subset of platforms, that probably makes sense, but it is different if that's, you know, if that's something that matters to you. Visual on Periscope? Are you nuts, Black? SSNs do not try to get a visual on Periscope. I mean, they might in a peacetime scenario. In wartime, that just seems like you're asking to die. I suppose we could do it. What I'd be curious about, though, is so this SSN is over here and it's picking up contacts. How does the game represent communication between one asset to another, right? Because in Cold Waters, you can see what your sub can see, but you don't have to worry so much about communicating with friendlies. The idea of being able to just launch missiles from the Murmansk based on a contact from the K-502 seems maybe a little bit, maybe it's just simplified because it's a game and that's just a reality thing. But I think it's a little silly to be like, I'm going to do a missile launch based on data that the Murmansk would have no way of knowing. But hey, that's just me. It's not realistic, but it's fun for a game. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. Alright, so we haven't picked up the target yet. Still nothing, huh? That cruiser appears to have vanished.
Вас понял. Курс 178. Вас понял. Курс 176.
Alright, one thing you can do, so you can go ahead and you can use time compression. So this sub is changing course very slowly. We're moving very slow. We're only moving at 5 knots. One other thing that is important for identifying contacts also is just, you know, the reality is identifying contacts takes time. You have to, you know, assess your target. Oh shit! No, no, no! Ah!
Цель 7 0 1 0.
Whoops. Swoosh! Lol. Well, I just launched a missile. Would have been cooler to watch. Well, I gave my position away, so might as well launch more. We know they're hostile, right? Salvo of 2 more. If it's really a carrier.
Вас понял. Атакую цель. 7000. 10. Залп. Ракета выпущена.
Boosh!
0. 1.
Boosh! Well, I just gave my position away nicely. Crouchy Oscar. That was a little bit like I didn't even mean to engage. I just right clicked on the target, and obviously that's the engage button, so whoops. Get my position away. I suppose maybe we go, I don't know. Let's just stay here, I guess. Nuclear weapons are not in the game. It'd be a little silly, I think, to have nukes in the game. The moment that nukes get used, you're pretty much game over anyway. I don't have any particular desire to play a tactical nuclear naval combat game knowing that the strategic element of the game is, the game is now over. So these missiles fly up to a very high altitude, and then they appear to be diving back down to the surface. You can see here their current altitude is at 51,000 feet, so almost a ballistic trajectory. And now they are diving down to the ground. They will go to a very low orbit here soon. Or not orbit, but very low, sort of skimming the surface. In a purely theoretical sense, I suppose seeing a mushroom cloud in this game could be fun. But I don't really think that would be like a one-off. I don't particularly think that would be a very... Alright, so this thing is definitely maneuvering. It is weaving back and forth. It is moving quickly, too. It is moving at 900 knots, so better than the speed of sound. You can see it's moving in what looks like almost formation with these other 2 missiles here. They're just weaving back and forth, coming in on the attack. I suppose since they know I'm over here, maybe let's just screw it. Let's go to... periscope depth. Maybe we can get an ESM mast up or something. Alright, there's the other target. This is, I'm assuming, the cruiser we identified earlier. Request, identify yourself! Maybe don't do that. There is an ESM mast we could use. Once we're at periscope depth. I think. I'm hearing sonar. The seas are too rough to raise the ESM mast. Damn. It is a storm, huh? Can't raise the sonar either? Well, shucks. What's the point, huh? Are these missiles locking onto this other target? They don't seem to be heading toward the actual red target here. I thought they were going to dive to the sea. I think they will. Maybe a little bit closer to target. Oh shit, there's multiples. So this is probably a carrier, I'm guessing now. It's certainly a battle group. We know back here there was a cruiser. We know there's a hostile up here. The missiles appear to be vectoring on the rear target.
Потерян контакт с
That's the other thing about surface anti-ship missiles. Like, you launch it, but you're kind of launching it at a general area. You know where the target is, and so the missile itself does have onboard guidance and will try to move to the target you ordered it to, but there is always the risk. Oh, there's the Virginia. Okay, so we've re-identified it. There's always the risk that you will engage an unintended target. Also, it looks like 2 of the missiles are vectoring toward the first target. That was one of the challenges I was... Oh, I think one of the missiles just got intercepted. Said by an SM-1, so...
Акустический контакт. Контакту присвоен номер 7000.
Enemy... Nope, they just intercepted it with another SM-1 medium-range missile.
Контакт с целью 7012. Потерян
No, we don't know...
7015.
You can see smoke coming up here. They're firing their 5-inch gun. They've also got a missile rail on here. So it does look like they successfully engaged it. You can see they fired their missiles off the rail here, so the Virginia did its job and protected what I am assuming now to be a carrier. I don't know exactly what they've got here, but I do know one thing. I don't want to do onesie-twosie. So we're going to do this. I don't know what these other ships are. Salvo of 8 on the main body ship.
Вас понял. Атакую цель 7008. Залп.
Salvo of 8 on the Virginia.
Ракета выпущена.
By the way, I love when you look at this, you can see the missile tubes open up here. And the missile go out. And just like the air, you can see the compressed air launch. Is there a way for a free camera? Because I would really... Just look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful! Yes!
0, 1, 2. Ракета выпущена. Цель 7, 0, 1, 2.
Alright, so we fired all but 5 of the missiles. I don't know what's really over here, but I'm assuming these are all bad guys.
Вас понял. Атакую цель 7015. Залп. Ракета.
We'll just empty out every missile on the Oscar. It's gotta be a bad boy if it's got a nuclear cruiser here. It is made by Jurassic Games, published by Microprose. Jurassic is made by one of the lead designer of Cold Waters. War on the Sea is made by the other guy who was on Cold Waters. So, effectively, Killerfish split. One of the guys stayed as Killerfish and made War on the Sea. The other guy went off and created Jurassic Games and is being published by Microprose. Look at all the missiles. Don't collide, boys. You're very close together. Alright. Where are we at altitude-wise? So we've effectively got three lines of missiles coming in. Hopefully we overwhelm their missile defense. They seem to take out that initial group of 3 pretty easily. But these guys, you know, hopefully this missile barrage does its job. Curious what these other, like... Can you identify
Есть опознать цель.
that guy
7000.
at all? I'm guessing it's a carrier, but I don't know. We still have torpedoes if we need them.
Вас понял. Курс 270. Цель 7000. 7, 0, 0.
We're giving away our position. We're firing torpedoes. Whee! Long-range torpedoes. 2 away. We got 6 tubes on this bad boy.
Есть занять глубину. 110.
I don't know what year this is. Do they have the SM2 or is it just the SM1? Well, I do think if the war got to this point, you're probably going to see nuclear winter at some point, Hauser, even though the game doesn't have it. If NATO's firing off all these weapons at Russia and vice versa, I don't see a world where that doesn't eventually lead to the end of the world. But that torpedo's going to take a while to get there. But fortunately for the torpedoes anyway, they can't shoot those down. They can try and avoid them, but they can't shoot those down like they can shoot our missiles down. Our missiles are coming down to sea skimming altitude. They're down to about 70 feet above the ocean. New passive contact. So we regained contact on these passives. We lost them when we dropped from sonar down, or periscope down to shallow depth, but we've regained contact on them. Look at that line of missiles. Mother Russia would be proud. Still don't know what the enemy is. Still hasn't told me. Just the one Virginia that we know. Combat spread. Alright, one of them was intercepted by an SM-1.
Контакт. Контакту присвоен номер 7018.
Looks like some of them are engaging the other targets too, even though we haven't identified them. Another one was engaged and shot down.
7018. Потерян контакт с целью.
Oh, there goes another one.
12.
You can see we're in flak range. Missiles incoming. You can see all sorts of missiles cruising up out of the sky trying to come get us.
16.
We've still got 4. Look at all of those goddamn missiles flying up. We got that one. Hit target. Hit target.
8.
Got at least one hit. I don't know on what. 4 more missiles coming in on this group. Down to 3 in this group.
Цель 7018.
There's the cruiser back there. We don't think we've hit her. 3 missiles just hit one of these targets. Missiles turning. And gonna miss. Bastard.
Потерян контакт с целью.
We've got, I think, 3 more missiles coming in here. Looks like we've sunk the Spruance based on that report.
Потерян контакт с целью. 7016. Потерян контакт.
Actually, we've got 4 missiles coming in.
12.
Spruance is definitely a valuable air defense platform. That one, we lost one of the 4 here. A decisive victory. I think we sank the America. The carrier must have taken 3 of those hits. She's sinking over here. We'll take a look at her in a second. These guys are going for the Virginia now. You see the chaff that was shot off above the cruiser. You've got all these missiles, and there's the close-in weapons system. Hit.
7008. Потерян контакт с целью. 7016.
America's healing over. Poor F-14s on the deck. You've got the life rafts, the orange life rafts coming out here. Can you set the cruise altitude on the missiles? No, I don't believe so. We've got the spruance burning and settling over here.
Потерян контакт с целью.
I don't know if we sank the Virginia or not, but we definitely damaged her. We saw at least one major hit on her. The stream dropped? God damn it! Why does it say unstable? It doesn't even say I'm dropping frames. I don't understand.
Цель 7016. Опознана как вражеский корабль.
Why would... Alright. Alright, so you can see the spruance is going under here. Yep, I got the carrier. I got the spruance and I got the America. And the Virginia was at least damaged. Spruance is settling slowly.
7016.
Or sorry, Virginia's, or the America's settling slowly. It looks to me, and is there any way to unlock the camera from the actual target? Because I would like to go look at the, what I'm assuming is the Virginia over here. She appears to be sinking too. It hasn't given me credit for the kill yet, but she's... I don't think she's coming back from this. That water's about to go over the rear of the ship. Looked like an F-14. I'm seeing in some A6s as well on the deck. So A6 here, F-14's here. I'm assuming these are Vikings. Looks like we got an A7 maybe, a Crusader over here. E3, I think. Alright, so we sank the Virginia as well. It has given me credit for that kill. So the Americans lost a nuclear-powered cruiser, a sort of pre-Aegis era destroyer. Does she have a vertical launch? I think. Can't really see in the dark waters of the undersea. And a conventional carrier, I believe, was the America. I don't know if these torpedoes will have anything left to hit. I think there might be one target left. Let's speed up in the sea.
Потерян контакт с целью. 7011.
I don't know if that's all the bad guys. It did say, it did give me a major victory, so...
Вас понял. Курс 264.
Spruance is rapidly sinking. I think there is at least one more ship. I don't know what. The America is now below the waves. So is the Virginia. They're all diving. Dive! Dive! Dive the boat! Wait, sir. We're not a submarine. Let's see what we've got left. Did I say F7? A7? Whatevs. Alright, let's see if there's anything else. I'm on heavy time compression. I'm assuming these guys would engage anything else that's there when they... There's the lifeboats. Looks to me like they've changed course. They've probably acquired something. Hoping they've acquired something. They sure are sailing close to the surface. Probably gonna run out of fuel soon. There's a noisemaker. Something's firing off noisemakers. Do they have wire guided? Can I not? They hit something. I don't think it was the noisemaker. They looked to me like they blew up on something. But we know there's something else if there's a noisemaker here. No, I don't think they acquired America. America's way below, and America's definitely not dropping noisemakers. So we know there's at least something over here. Here's an idea. Surface the boat. This is crazy. Never do this. We're gonna surface the boat. We're gonna deploy a radar and see what's over there. Could have been a sub, which surfacing the boat is an even crazier idea, but... One ping only! Surface the boat! Here we are.
7020. Опознано как вражеский корабль. Потерян контакт с целью. 7002. Потерян контакт с целью. 7001. Потерян контакт с целью. 7003.
Let's do the radar mast, boys. Give away our position even more. Oh, that might be a bad thing to be on this. Hey, there's an enemy AWACS. Okay. Well, you have nowhere to land, buddy. Sorry. E2C, that is. Still just the noisemaker. If we've got nothing on radar, I'm guessing it's probably a submarine? Oh, shit. These are a lot of ASW helicopters just chilling all over. Did they fly off those destroyers and cruisers before we sank them, or is there another ship somewhere around here? There's still a radar this guy's at the bottom of the ocean now. But it feels like there's still a radar contact over here. Into the boats! Well, in any event, I think we'll end this. This is just a custom mission, so we'll see if we... I don't know if it'll tell me if there's anything else we haven't done. Alright, so... According to this, we destroyed the Kid class destroyer. I didn't see the Kid being destroyed, but we did destroy the Elliott, a Spruance class, the Mississippi, a Virginia class, and the America class. On board the America, we also sank or took down or destroyed or whatever 21 F-14As, 20 A-7Es, 10 A-6Es, 4 EA-6Bs, 3 E-2Cs, 4 RA-5Cs. I don't know what the RA-5C is. 10 S-3As, 10 SH-3Hs, and 1 SH-2F. And we lost no ships at all. Oh yeah, I guess we did hit something with the torpedo. That was probably the Elliott. And yeah, there you go. That was I would call that a very good day for the Soviet Navy, wouldn't you? I would. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for today's look at sea power naval combat in the Missile Age. Game being developed by Jurassic Games and published by Microprose. Game enters early access on November 12th. If you want to see more of this, please leave your thoughts below. And without further ado, I'm going to sign off here. So until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out.